history, we need to divide it into three art periods. So we have Paleolithic, which was our first video. Our second and current video is going to be on the Mesolithic, and that means the Middle Stone Age. And then our third video will be on the Neolithic, and that might be a little bit longer because we have many more works from different regions of the world to be discussing in that. What kind of cultures are we looking at here? Because this is an important part of AP art history, is like what cultures created this art. And so we're looking at the Mesolithic societies. They are a society on the move. They are hunting and gathering. This is a very egalitarian society. Men are out hunting. They're out hunting for fish. They are out hunting for deer. They're bringing back some form of protein, while women are out finding nuts and berries and roots and things that can be eaten. And they are working together for the main survival of their culture. And so in this, they must have some level of downtime that a person or people, it could be a group of people, decide that they're going to create an image or sculpt an image, and it's there for forever until it's found by our archaeologists, by our anthropologists. They're using things like ochre. They're using materials that they can find to create colors. They're using charcoal from the fires that they created to create those outlines. They're using stone to draw on, or they're taking animal bone and they're sculpturing. So again, we have to understand, what is it about these cultures and that drive them to create what they create? If it's small, if it's portable, we're looking at a society that's on a move. They can't be carrying around a 17-foot tall statue of a god or goddess at this time frame. So there's only one piece of art that's found in the Mesolithic period that's part of our 250, and that's the running horned woman. This is found in Algeria, and it sets in the time period of 6000 to 4000 BCE. And what we have here is pigment on rock. And what's wonderful about this piece is that it shows a person in motion. It shows a female in motion. We're going to see that also there's that important vocabulary word, that twisted perspective or composite view, and also this illusion of movement. And that's all part of the form that we see in here. But let's get down to the content. What do we see? Well, we see a woman who's kind of faceless. I mean, you do see some eyes in there. She's got some sort of horned headdress, possibly from the horns of an animal. She might be a female deity. She kind of towers over everybody in the figure in the background. So this could be like she's in the foreground, they're in the background. This could be a sense of depth, or we could be using an important vocabulary word, and that's hierarchy of scale. And that means that the deity here is so important that they are larger than any other figure in the work. So remember that, hierarchy of scale. Also, we have that twisted perspective or composite view. These are all vocabulary words that we should be using when we're discussing this work. We see some sort of grain cloud is above the deity's head. The figure is adorned with some sort of skirt. We see body paint. We have armlets. We have garters. We see something that's called scarification marks. That means that scars are put on the body on purpose. And this might suggest some sort of tribal traditions. The deity is most likely performing some form of ritual, some sort of run, some sort of maybe even dance. And there are various figures that appear in the background, and they seem to be humans as well. Contextually, this surrounding region has been inhabited since the Neolithic era. That's when hunting and gathering societies settled down and created agricultural communities. Found in a large concentration of rock in Algeria and found in a high isolated plateau that had not been a dwelling place, which suggests that this might have been some level or some sort of sacred space of some kind. Form-wise, I kind of already alluded to that. We have a figure, a female figure, who is in the twisted perspective or composite view, and she is painted in movement. So we have this illusion of movement, some sort of running here. The female deity is superimposed on the figures in the background. Again, that hierarchy of scale. And again, this is very important to remember because we'll see a lot of other works that we're going to use this term, hierarchy of scale. The deity is larger than all the other figures in the work. What is the function? Why is this work created? What is its purpose? And maybe this is a female deity that this tribe or tribes worshipped for the mere idea of survival. Let's go pray to this deity. Let's go give offering to this deity, whether it's food or an animal sacrifice for our survival. And we also see that this beginning of belief systems, this is a goddess, and this is the representation of the relationship between the supernatural world and something more powerful, and that of humans. What is the role of humans when it comes to the relationship with their gods and their goddesses? So again, this is our running horned woman. This was found in Algeria between 6000 and 4000 BCE is its creation, and this is pigment on rock. Now, because there's only one work in this Mesolithic period, I'm going to go outside of the time frame, and I'm going to introduce you to a work from India. This is a female deity, and I'm going to give you some information on it. It's not part of the 250, and that's okay. I'm just trying to broaden your knowledge base on other works of art, and we try to look for the connections between the two. We're looking for female deities and the powers that they have and what roles that they play. So again, we have a Mesolithic piece that we really don't have any contextualization, but what we do know is that it could be part of an early belief system. So we're going to look at India and its early belief system known as Hinduism. So this is the Hindu goddess Lakshmi. She is the goddess of wealth, and she would be draped in a red sari. She would be covered in gold ornamentation. And in this particular work, she is seated on a lotus. And you'll see a lot of Hindu works of art and sculptures and paintings in which the lotus plant is part of sort of their characteristics. She's got a pot in hand, flanked by a white elephant. The image of Lakshmi adorns most Hindu homes and business establishments. Lakshmi also is called Lakshmi. She is the goddess of wealth, fortune, power, luxury, beauty, fertility, and auspiciousness. And she holds the promise of material fulfillment and contentment. She is described sometimes as restless, whimsical, yet maternal, with her arms raised to bless and to grant her blessings. Shri is the sacred name of Lakshmi. Shri is written atop most documents and spoken before addressing a god, teacher, holy man, and any reverent individual. A guru is a good example. And the word evokes grace, affluence, abundance, auspiciousness, and authority. And when the word is spoken or written, an aura of holiness can be established. And whatever follows is imbued by the divine blessing, just as the word Om is associated with the mystical side of life. Shri is associated with the material side of existence. Lakshmi represents the beautiful aspect of nature, the bountifulness of nature. As Bhudevi, the earth goddess, she nurtures life. And Sridevi, the goddess of fortune, she bestows power, pleasure, and prosperity on those who deserve her grace. And to realize her, one must respect the laws of life and appreciate the wonders of existence. So this is a good example of comparing two female deities, one possible deity, one known deity, and this is the Hindu goddess Lakshmi, and she represents the goddess of wealth. The great thing about these YouTube videos is you can pause it, you can roll it back, and take those notes that you might have missed. I do talk a little quickly. Hey, thanks for listening, and if you do like seeing my videos, I'm going to be making many more. Hit the subscribe button. Thanks for listening.